Yeah, good day, dear colleagues, dear students, dear undergraduate students of the Department of the Mathematical Science, Olabisi Onabanjo University. Let me first of all appreciate the head of the department, a great mentor, a mentor indeed, who mentored us up to the level that we had today. We really want to appreciate him, and we pray the Almighty God will continue to strengthen him. I also want to appreciate the president of this great association. I want to give her a kudos for putting this together for the finalists in the department. I want to start my presentation by telling you that what to study, then you can solve. And mathematics has already trained you to solve the hardest one, right from your 100 level to 400 level. So today, it's not just another academic gathering. It is a moment of transition. You are moving from a structured environment where learning was guided into a world where your relevance will be defined by how well you think, how effective you solve problems, and how intentional you position yourself. Of course, mathematics has already given you the powerful advantage. It has trained your mind, to be analytical, disciplined, solution-oriented. With all the algebras you have done, with all the real analysis you have done, with all the abstracts and every other complex mathematics courses you've started doing right from your 100 level. But beyond the classroom, our success as we do depend on how you apply all this knowledge you have gained right from your 100 level and how feasible you are. I want you to know that the skills you develop, the network you build, and the value you consistently create is what the world will come around and celebrate. So, as we begin this conversation, because I see it as a conversation, unfortunately, I plan to be there in person, but quite unfortunate, I had an urgent call to represent the country in another country. So, I want to invite you to reflect on one key question. What problem am I prepared to solve with the knowledge you have gained right from that your 100 level to the present moment? Of course, my name is Kayode Adewale, and I know majority of you might have been hearing about me uh, as someone who was born and grew up in the community where you started your academic journey. That was how it started to. Sometimes some years back in that same town. That was the town that we grew up, and we do see every undergraduate student around. We respect them just like people respect you. But few years from the moment after you graduate, you start seeing those people that call you uncle, sister, also being in that level. And by the time you know, if you are lucky to get into the where we call labor market before them, the respect continue. But if unfortunate, they graduated and both of you still, searching for job together, the case becomes another thing. So, for one thing I want us to know, just like the word that I used to start my presentation, that the word does not reward what you study. I started as an NC student at Aisho Lani College of Education, and I studied mathematics and economics. I didn't stay there. I stepped forward. I did my first degree. I did my second degree. And by God's grace, I have my PhD in another course that is also mathematically oriented. So you can now see that with all those things that I acquired as an individual or someone that grew up in an academic environment, those things that I studied can never reward me as a person. The only thing that can reward me or that the world is celebrating in me today is the problem that I have solved as a mathematics teacher. Let me just run you through my journey. I joined the profession that I choose. When I said I choose a profession, I know majority of you now, when they ask you what do you want to study, what do you want to become after graduating from the Olabisi Onabanjo University. Many of you will be thinking of working in bank. Many of you will think of becoming a statistician. Some of you will even think of, oh, let me go to Computer Village and start calling one or two uncles in abroad to start sending computers to me so that I can be selling and become someone in life. Some have the plan to further their studies abroad, and many more like that. But while you are thinking that, when I finished my own during my own time, I didn't have any uncle, I didn't have anyone to rely on. But I just believe that those knowledge that I've gained as a mathematics student, I can use them to solve a problem. And that was how I ventured into the teaching profession. I ventured into the teaching profession in the year 2006 as a primary school teacher. I know you'll be wondering that I said as a primary school teacher. Of course, I started in 2006 as a primary school teacher. And I was doing it on my own with all the knowledge of algebra that I've learned, all the statistics and everything that I've gained. I use them, I package them together, put them into teaching as a profession. And by God's grace, I became best senior secondary school teacher in Ogun State in 2020. I wish time can permit me so that I can show you some of those things that I have with you. Maybe let me just take it. Let's just have a moment. Let me just pause a moment and show you some of those things that I have here for you. Like I said, I was doing it just like the way others are doing it. But one thing that different from what I am doing as a mathematics teacher is the application of all those things that I have learned while I was an undergraduate student in that mathematics classroom, just like the way you went through that class. And you can imagine, I come up with what I call a career objective. And I said, as I joined the teaching profession, my own career objective is to contribute and be among the teacher that will transform education in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. By God's grace today, I am proud to tell you that I am one of them. So doing that, using all the application of what I have learned in the class. But that is not where we are going today. We are talking about what can you use that mathematical knowledge you gained right from your 100 level to the present level you are now, to become something in life. And that is what is going to form the focus of our discussion today. And I titled that From Equation to Excellence, because we have been doing equation right from 100 level to the present moment. But I want to look at the strategic step for the mathematics graduate in this dynamic world. Yes, I said dynamic world. Of course, we are in a dynamic world. We are in technology age. We are in age that even those that have never been into the four wall of classroom, you can give them mathematics problem and they will find a solution to that with just a prompt on all these AI tools. Somebody that have never been to algebra class, you can give them a question in algebra and they will put it on any of the artificial intelligence tools and they get a solution to that. So, but what am I talking about? I want us to look at what are those steps, for you by the time you become graduates in this dynamic world to make it. What are those things? Can you use that your certificate to do as a mathematics graduate? Without wasting much of our time, because I know we still have a lot of speakers that want to talk to you today. I want us to quickly reflect on the discipline called mathematics. And I want you to know that discipline is more than an academic discipline. It is a universal language that every one of us speak. When I say 1 + 1 in Nigeria, it's 2 in Nigeria. It's also 2 in every part of the world. But one thing that it informs a kind of decision, it shapes industry, whether in technology, in finance, in health, in engineering, or in policy, or in ability to analyze, model, or interpret data, or any other indispensable. That is exactly what mathematics can do for you as a graduate of mathematics. But we want to look at it that how can you translate that your mathematical training into an opportunity for you. So I'll be talking about some 7 steps. The first step is that immediately you graduate or immediately you get your certificate, you need to come up with a craft. You have to craft a compelling professional identity, which majority of us call CV or curriculum vitae. It's your professional identity, and that is the first gateway to opportunity for you. So you have to develop a CV that does not more than the least qualification that anyone can just take a look at, or just have a look at it and say, oh, this is something. Let it communicate competency, initiative, and direction. So I want to highlight some of those things people are looking for in your CV. The first one is your academic achievement. If you have ever been among the best graduating students, let it reflect. If you have ever been among the people that got high score in one course or the other, especially those difficult courses like grid analysis and the like, let it reflect in your CV. If you have involved in any project in the department, let it reflect in your CV. Then let there be kind of classification and technical skill, because in this presentation, I will talk about some of those skills you can acquire as a mathematics graduate that will give you edge over others. Then you also let them know in your CV the real world problem you can solve. Beyond that, your curriculum vitae, your digital presence is also very important. It's very important because the recruiter or the collaborator or any institution, they were actually looking for someone that has a digital presence. So the second one I will quickly talk about is building your strategic visibility through your social handles. I know majority of us will go online today and do recording all sorts of things. Some, once you see a music trending or you see a video trending, you go ahead and make something out of it. It's beyond that. Building your strategic visibility through social media is beyond that. And that is why I said visibility is no longer optional. For you to be on all those social platforms is no longer optional. It is a professional necessity these days. When people that are looking for people to employ, they will not come to your house. They will go to LinkedIn. They will go to all those handles where they think a serious-minded graduate should be. And that's where they will be searching for people to recruit. And they will definitely look at your profile. So you can go to platform like LinkedIn, as I'm talking to you now, probably immediately after this, my presentation, just go down there, sign up, and make sure you build a professional profile on it. Of course, Facebook is also included. Some of us believe it's not relevant. It is actually meant for the whole people. No, people also go there and search for it. People go there because it's also part of search engine. When people are looking for something, if there are information there that can be useful for them, they go there and pick those information, and they started looking for people that can do the job for them. So they are powerful avenue to showcase your knowledge, your skill, and your growth. The key principle is this: do not just consume those content or create value, because I know some of you go there and you join them, especially our ladies. You go there and think it is just all about creating content and do all sorts of things like that. But don't forget that there are many people that have used that to become rich. They have become silent millionaire unknowingly to many people that are watching their content on a daily basis. So I'm going to show you some of those engaging, meaningful platforms you can actually, sign up on and start building your strategic visibility on. One of it is the LinkedIn that I talk about. That's where you can share your structured post on some of those things that you have, done in your undergraduate days. Solve a real problem that are related to things like that. You can also publish a short article simplifying a complex concept. That was how I started in 2020. And that was how the whole thing that people call Ishiro Nijebu, teaching mathematics in Nijebu today, that won me a global teacher. Yes, just a short video, and it becomes something that the whole world started looking for. That who is that guy? So showcase your projects. Some of those things that you have done during your undergraduate days, especially your final year project, do what you call what is it called, project dissemination on them. Come up with a good write-up about your findings and let them know. You can also, for some of us that are graduate of computer or that are in computer department, talk about coding. You go into there, modeling, and all sorts of things like that. And at the same time, anytime you do any courses that you think is relevant to your own profession, come online and announce the certificate. Or if you have gone through a training, it doesn't take you anything to come up and share the certificate that, oh, you have been able to achieve this and that. And likewise, engage in a thoughtful with a professional and organization, because there are many that are actually looking for people to communicate with online. They start the conversation online before they go into in-person. So likewise, I talk about Facebook as well. Yes, X is also part of it, which you call Twitter. It's a real-time thought leadership platform where you can share your formulas or any analytical perspective. You can also participate in conversation. Sometimes there may be what is it called, a conversation going on, and your contribution may attract people that are looking for one to employ. Then you can also follow and interact with global experts in your own area of specialization. So do things like that. Yes, the other one, the common one that our ladies and some of our guys do go on, and they didn't know, is a platform they can actually make cool money, which is TikTok. You can create a short video explaining some of those concepts you have been doing. Thank God, my own wonderful uncle is now in that department, Dr. Shoneye, aka Samsoni. Samsoni happened to be one of a young man who has been an inspiration to many of us. During his undergraduate days at Olabisi Onabanjo, I can boldly tell you that most of the money he used to sponsor himself from that university, he made it from tutorial. You can venture into that. You can be doing some little things like that. That doesn't mean you cannot get to places in life. You can also share quick problem-solving techniques online or tell story around your journey as a mathematics student during your undergraduate days. Some of those things are some of those things you can use to actually, make visibility for yourself online. The third one I will talk about is strengthening your skill portfolio. Because that your degree you are looking at, it only gives you foundation. But the skills you have will determine the relevance in the marketplaces or in the labor market. So to remain competitive, you must integrate mathematics with modern and high demand competency. So what are those skills can you venture into? There are skills in the areas of data analysis, visualization. That Excel, as small as Excel is, it can do some data analysis for you when you actually know how to do it. And these days, you don't need to go and pay someone to train you some of those things. YouTube is there for you. If there's anything you want to know, go to YouTube, just put it on the search engine, and you get a video that can guide you on how to do some of those things like that. Then you can go venture into programming, Python, and the like, because nobody will ever employ an unskilled full graduate. The first thing they will ask after your certificate is that, what other things can you offer this company? What other skill do you have aside that certificate that you have with you? Then you can also venture into financial modeling and quantitative analysis. Research is also there, like academic writing. I know some of us will write projects for people. In fact, there was a day I was wondering when I saw an undergraduate, someone that I've been seeing for years writing projects for people, for undergraduate students, just getting admission. And I said, what happened? I said, Baba, that one is just a side hustle. So you can venture into that before you get a better job. Then, thank God we are in the areas of artificial intelligence. Learn about artificial intelligence and digital tools that can actually, be part of something that will strengthen your digital skill portfolio. Then the fourth one is that convert all those knowledge you gather from that university into a real world impact. I've just tell you about my own process. What I learned in the class, those tricks that I saw from my lecturers are those things that I gathered together and I call 100 mathematics trick. And it's becoming something for me today. So you can convert those knowledge you have gained right from your 100 level into a real world impact. The world does not reward what you know, it only rewards what you can do with what you know. It is what you know, what you can do, that the world is expecting, to take from you. So as a mathematics student, or when you become a graduate, you should be able to analyze and interpret some of those complex data sets. And if you don't know how to do that, like I've just tell you, I've just give you an hint on how you can go on YouTube and search for some of those things, and it becomes something for you. So you can also develop a model for prediction and decision making that will fetch you money. Some of those algorithms and some people are using now, some undergraduate students come together and develop them and become something that is useful to the world today. So communicate insightful to both technical and non-technical audience. So because of my time, I will quickly rush the remaining one, which is I'll be talking about joining a professional bodies that will help you to build your strategic network. I became the Information and Communication Technology Officer for the Mathematical Association of Nigeria as a level 10 officer. And how did I become that? It's as a result of skills those elderly ones sees in me, and they felt, oh, this guy can handle this position. So you have to join that professional body. I must tell you, it was during my time in that professional, during my tenure as an ICT, that I developed the website that the association is using today. And it's becoming something that the whole association is using to register, and they do all sorts of things on the platform. So professional affiliation is a powerful career accelerator. When you become a member of any professional bodies, is another strategic network for you when you graduate. So don't take that away. I will tell you a few of those associations you can join. The Mathematical Association of Nigeria is there. And by God's grace, I am currently the editor-in-chief of the association at the state level, at our own state level. The Nigerian Mathematical Society is there. The International Mathematical Union is there. I could recall, immediately I got my fellowship Fulbright in 2023. Once I got into the US, the first thing I was actually searching for is a professional body. And I wrote the exam and I passed. And I became a member of the Mathematical Society of Ohio Councils of Mathematics. So it's very important. And why do we go into that? It's an access for conferences and workshops. It's also exposed you to current research and innovation. It's an opportunity for you to start publishing if you want to trend or becoming a researcher. So the sixth one is that you seek mentorship. I've just talked about Samsoni, who have mentored us becoming what we are today. And the seventh one is that you position yourself intentionally for opportunity. Attend all those things that I talked about too. And in the next video, probably after the last presenter, I'll be talking about what can you use your mathematics certificate to do. I'm going to pause here. If you have any question, you can send it via the platform that you have been created. Thank you very much, and God bless you.